Okay, here's one that I think we're in a little more tight agreement on.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people have problems, Gene, after they move into a new house. You know, the roof leaks, the furniture doesn't work, the furnace doesn't work, I should have said. The furniture moves around. That's what happens in this movie. The furniture's on the ceiling in one scene. So anyway, but for George and Kathy Lutz, am I doing a good job of getting into this? In Amityville, New York, there were a few additional problems, Gene, like the slime that came through the keyholes and the red-eyed pig that glared at them through the windows, the thousands of houseflies that attacked them in the dead of winter, and the marching band that was walking around in the empty living room. Kind of disturbing when you've only made one payment. So their adventures were first told in a best-selling book. I guess everybody's read it, and now the Amityville Horror has been made into a movie. And George and Kathy Lutz are played by James Brolin and Margot Kidder. And one night, for example, they come home and find that the babysitter has been locked in the closet by mysterious forces.
Now, Matt, right upstairs like this. Come on.
Why?
Upstairs
I'm not
like
even
this.
tired.
You are so tired.
I am not.
You're tired because I said you're tired. Hey, cut that out. Come on, I'll bring you up some milk and cookies.
Let me out.
Amy? Amy, are you okay?
Jackie?
Oh, my God.
I couldn't get out. The door closed and locked, and I couldn't get out.
Hey, there's no lock on this door.
It wouldn't open.
Take a look.
Look, see?
It wouldn't open. Why didn't you open the door? Why didn't you answer me?
Jackie! Why didn't you unlock the door? You heard Jackie knocking?
Jody wouldn't let me.
Jody? Who's Jody?
She's my friend, and she comes to play with me.
What the hell are we standing here listening to? And weren't you told to go to bed? Go on, get out of here!
Here, let me see. Let me go get something for you.
George yelled at me.
Well, you should have opened the door.
Jody doesn't like George.
Jody told her. Well, Jody is just one of the several mysterious supernatural forces that inhabit this house. Now, is the Amityville Horror for real? I don't know, and I'm not planning to go to Amityville and find out real soon either, as a matter of fact. But what I can say, though, is that the movie is not very much fun. Maybe it wasn't meant to be. Oozing slime is hardly ever entertaining. But the way the Lutzes are relentlessly persecuted by their haunted house is finally just repetitive, boring, gruesome, more than a little depressing. I was going to say, who would want to see this movie, but millions of people already have gone to see it. It's a big hit at the box office. I don't think it was very entertaining. Starts out, it takes place over 21 days. The book is 28 days, the movie 21 days. Day 7, it says, something terrible happens to them. Day 8, something terrible happens to them. By day 15, I was shouting to them, you know, sell the house.
I was shouting that at day 6. I mean, on the level of should they get out of the house, they should be out of the house in the first 20 minutes of the picture. But there's something much more seriously wrong here. We've seen so many of these possession Satan pictures in houses, in spaceships, everywhere it seems.
I'll bet we've seen 50 in the last 5
right.
years.
Inside wombs and all this kind of stuff. So they have to come up with a new wrinkle, right? Well, the new wrinkle here is a rather sickening one. It's showing children in peril. We see a shot of kids shotgunned to death in their beds. We see it a couple times. We see another scene of a windowsill dropping on a young kid's hand, and we see a close-up shot of the hand and blood oozing out of the fingers. It's held on, that shot, for a few seconds. We see another kid walking down a flight of stairs and then falling and injuring himself down the flight of stairs. We see that teenage girl trapped in the closet a couple of times and scared and cowering. This is rather cruel film for young people to see. It's cruel toward the audience. That's oppressive stuff. I draw the line at seeing children in cruelty.
I agree with you about that. I will say, however, one thing in defense of gruesome movies. I said this movie was gruesome and that I didn't like it. I don't want you to think I don't like gruesome movies at all. I think they can be entertaining. The Alien, for example, has the most gruesome monster in it I've ever seen on the screen, but it was fun. The Exorcist, in its own demented, satanic way, was fun, even though it was gruesome. This movie is not a good time. I mean, you leave the theater with a bad taste in your mouth.
Those other directors have a way of letting you know and relieving the tension and letting you know that they're enjoying entertaining you. This director, hammer, hammer, hammer. Bad stuff, bad stuff. It hurts to watch the picture. It's R-rated. We ought to let people know that. I don't think kids will like it. I don't think adults.
It's R-rated for a good reason, too.
It's
right.
rough. We agree on the Amityville Horror. 2 novos for the gruesome haunted house thriller.